Let's move on. ZTE, practically a household name. I mean, how many times have they been sanctioned? They are a major U.S. sanctions violator. They have inappropriately shipped in particular to North Korea, but elsewhere as well. And the president had to save them from being put out of business when we were going to withhold all components to ZTE. But they are barred by federal agencies from any kind of procurement. So tell me, what are they doing or going to be doing if this decision's not reversed by the Thrift Savings Plan in the portfolios of the Congress, the executive branch, our uniformed military, our civilian military? What about China Unicom? What do they do? Well, they're the North Korea's sole internet service provider. They produce signals intelligence facilities or equip them in the South China Sea. CCCC, China Communications and Construction Corporation. They dredged the illegal islands in the South China Sea, and the list goes on. Now, mind you, this is a sampling. But we need some texture here, because we've got to bring this thing to life. And we've got to understand that decision makers, policy makers in our country are going to be directly implicated here, whether they're human rights champions or whether they're part of the national security community of this country. So, the bigger problem is what's Kyle Bass and others have described here that's happening. There's $1 trillion of Chinese dollar-denominated bonds in our markets. There's probably up to $1 trillion or more of equities, that is, stocks. And there are over 700 Chinese companies in our markets. You know, they shop for the laxest regulatory regime. There may be only 86 to 100 or so in the New York Stock Exchange, maybe 65 or so in the NASDAQ. Over 500 are in the under-regulated, putting it generously, over-the-counter market. People can't even tell you what the over-the-counter market is, practically. Some folks don't even consider it part of the U.S. cap markets. But it's a fabulous free lunch program for China. But the greatest deal that they ever saw in their collective lives in Beijing are the indexes, or the indices. I don't know which one people prefer.